It's your turn to shine bright. So this one, there. I'm gonna start level. Today we will learn these constructors with JavaScript, yeah? And
Yeah.
then we'll learn this React.
So tomorrow you guys are starting React?
Yeah. On Monday, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Monday. So I thought it will be a good time to go over classes because you will see classes in React as well. Probably, if you guys are covering class components, which you probably are. Okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
1 second. Let me take control.
We have components on the second day.
Class components?
Yes, yeah.
There is
Okay.
the state components and prop.
Yeah, usually we talk about class components for like 3 weeks and then because in React, there is older version of React, which is the one that uses class components. And there's a new version that doesn't use class components, but still there's like a lot of, it's still worth to learn class components because a lot of code bases still have class components and you want to understand them. Plus, it's fun. You will get to understand classes better in general, so it's good, all good. Okay, so do you guys remember anything from your class on classes?
Class on classes? Do you mean this when we give class for the elements?
Yeah, do you guys remember like because I know you talked about classes, right? In one of your lectures. So do you guys
I'm
remember?
not sure.
Okay.
We
Joanna?
were supposed to do that, but it was so Maner's classes were covered by Marat, and he found out like when Maner left, we didn't have like a teacher for like 3 weeks. And Kenneth Beckett was supposed to do it, but I think he couldn't join. And then Marat would just teach us last second. So I think we did like APIs or something like this instead of class and constructor.
Different stuff, but not constructors, I think.
Okay, cool. Cool. So classes are sort of like object factories. Okay, so let's say there's a regular, let's say object, let's say house, right? So this house object has its own properties, right? It has, for example, a color. Lavinia, what color house do you want to have?
A blue.
Oh, fancy. Blue house. How many floors?
Not more than 2.
Okay. What else? What kind of properties can a house have? Location. Where do you want to live
In the
eventually?
forest, secluded.
Hollywood.
Forest. Wow. You're not scared of like all the wild animals and stuff? Okay. So, one of the properties of object can be a function, right? So when there is, when the value, so let's say describe, right? So the value of this property, of this object's property can be a function, right? And we want this function to describe this current house. So how do I do that? So let's say I want this function to log, I don't know, something like my house is, so let's say the color. So how do I insert a color if I want to reach to the blue?
This dot color.
Exactly. You guys remember we talked about this yesterday? Oh, yesterday.
Yes, it feels like yesterday.
This that color, right? So my house is blue and it has how many floors? So this that floors. Up. Where is up? Up. What's happening? Okay. What else? And it's located in and interestingly enough, it's gonna be in the forest. So this that location. Lavinia, are you some kind of like serial killer or something? Do you want to get killed by a serial killer? Because I don't know, like that's the only, you know how in all the movies when you see a family moving into the house and they're so happy and the house is like somewhere in the middle of the forest or like desert or something. And I don't know, whenever I watch this kind of movie, I'm like, you guys are just asking to be, murdered or something.
That's true, yeah.
So if I want to call this function, describe function, how do I do it?
Sometimes it's safer to live in the forest, not among the people.
Really?
Especially in the US, a lot of
Yeah.
crazy
Oh,
people with guns.
oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, in Europe, you don't really think about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to live in a secluded place. Yeah, it was a lake.
When I was living in the States, we lived in Minnesota, and I was living with like a host family, and their house was located it was like quite close to the forest, and the territory that belonged to them was so huge that if something happened to us, like no one would hear or any like you wouldn't be able to escape. And I was always like thinking, oh, and I was 16, okay, or 15, I don't know. I was very impressionable, so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna every night I was like, okay, I hope some kind of serial killers or like maniacs don't come to this house tonight. Because yeah, it was pretty scary to leave. I don't know. I guess I'm just that kind of person. I get scared really easily, and I don't think I would be able to live in a house that's like in a very remote area. I get scared of everything, to be honest. Like I'm just
Me
a
too.
I'm just a very nervous person in general. So yeah, my husband, he also wants to live somewhere like in the forest. And I'm like, are you crazy?
Well, you see, we can be neighbors. So Zarina, if Zarina joins too, it's just gonna be four of us. More safety.
So yeah, we have to create our own neighborhood or community and get the acres of the
Well,
land and
in
yes,
that case,
building.
how do I know Lavinia is not a serial killer? Because it was all her idea. I feel like she's really like after us, guys.
Yeah.
So if I want to call this function, how do I call it?
House dot uh describe.
So describe sort of like becomes like a method of this function. Right? House dot describe looks familiar, right? The syntax. It
Yeah.
becomes like a method of this house object. Right? So now if I run it, nothing happens. Why?
It should. I think it's my REPL. It does this so many times.
Really?
Yes, I have to write console log on house describe, and sometimes
Yeah, but this function already is console logging, so weird. Okay, let's try.
yeah, I often have troubles with.
This is so weird.
Yes, yeah, that's how my REPL works.
Okay. Okay, guys, I don't think we should live next to Lavinia in the forest. Even the apple is weird.
It's almost science.
So let's say in your code, you need to create 10, 15 different house objects. Some of their properties are going to be similar. Some of the properties are going to be unique. So it's not very efficient to create like house 1, house 2, house 3, right? Because yeah, it's just a lot of work and we want to simplify it. So we have object factories, right? Classes, they are like object factories. They serve as like blueprint for creating objects. Okay, so how do we create a class? So whenever you want to create a class, you have to start with a keyword class. And then the class's name, so let's say in this case, it's going to be a house, right? Let me rename this so it doesn't clash. So let's say this is house. Oh. Object. And we don't need this anymore. Okay, so we want to create a class house that will be a blueprint for all the house objects that we create. Okay, so whenever you create a class, you start with a keyword class, and the name of your class should be capitalized. It's not a must. I think JavaScript will not throw an error if you don't, but it's just a convention, so you want to capitalize it. Okay, and inside the class, you have a constructor function. Do you guys know anything about constructor?
No.
So constructor is there in order to accept parameters that you want your house to have. So for example, your color can be blue, can be red, can be anything, right? So it means that your constructor will accept a color parameter. Okay, so number of floors, for example, could be another parameter in our case, right? And location. Okay, so this is our constructor function that is accepting these 3 parameters. So we want these parameters to initialize object properties. Okay, so we do that inside our constructor. So all of the properties that we have here, so for example, color, floor, and location, we initialize inside our constructor. So in this case, this dot colored becomes what? What's the value of my color here?
Oh, color.
Color, right? Okay. Okay, and is that floor is number of floors, right? And location, let's say this that location is location. Okay, so you use your constructor in order to initialize. Oh, sorry, this is not supposed to be. Okay, so your constructor will accept parameters, right?
Mhm.
And these parameters can be used when you initialize the properties, right? Can be used as like initial value for these properties. Okay, now let's try to create a house object using this house class. So let's say const my house equals to, and in order to create, so whenever you use house object, in order to create a new object, sorry, house class, in order to create house object, you need to use new keyword, new, and then house. Okay, so when you say new, it's sort of like you're calling this class, right? You're saying, hey, house class, I need you to create a new object for me, right? So this is what it does. And here you can pass the parameters that you want. So let's say, Zarina, what kind of house do you want to have?
Black.
What?
Black.
Oh my goodness. Okay. You guys are like a bunch of freaky people, so I don't think I'm gonna live with you in the forest anytime soon.
That's a really cool color. My neighbor, our neighbors, it's painted their house to black. It looks
Yes.
cool now.
Oh my God. I mean, as a woman, I like my immediate thought is all the dust is gonna settle on that house and you're gonna see it. So you have to like wash it all the time. That's crazy.
I will think about it, okay.
Yeah, you know, all the
Oh,
crazy people.
Zarina, you'll be rich. You'll be like successful software developer. You'll have employees to wash your house. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you pay them a decent minimum wage in Germany, because otherwise you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
So how many floors?
True.
Mm-hmm. And location?
Hollywood.
What?
Hollywood.
Okay. Now, if we console log my house, okay, what is happening there?
I think we have to console log inside.
This is so weird. What's happening with your REPL, Lavinia? Like, why is it behaving this way? It's so weird.
Maybe some settings?
What?
Maybe some settings. We have to just change it. That was
No.
what.
Like, where in REPL do you even have settings?
Oh.
Oh,
Lavinia, can you copy and send this code so I can try to run in my
yeah,
RAP?
can you guys try? Because I'm really confused about this REPL.
Let's see.
Starting with a class house.
Mhm.
Kai is only asking because he wants to build his own house.
Preparing.
Yeah, Kai, what color house do you want to have? Is it like pink, maybe?
Yeah, orange. Orange and black, actually. So yeah, I like this
Combination.
the combination of this color.
To me, orange is like a color of construction workers, and you know.
It depends which tone of orange.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Okay.
So is it working for you guys?
yeah.
Okay, Lavinia. This was fun time, but I have to break up with your rapport. I'm sorry. Let's have somebody else share it. It's not
See,
you.
Zarina is inevitable. Like no matter what you do.
Yeah, building. So we are building house for Zarina, so she have to share.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
You are in task. Just a second. Um, oh,
Yeah, so it's working fine. Okay, cool. So now, since we have a class, right? So this class can actually have a whole bunch of properties, a whole bunch of methods that that we can use in order to modify our house object. So what can we do with the house? So for example, we can repaint it, right? So we can say repaint. Okay, so this is repaint is going to become a like a method of this my house object and all the house objects that we create with the help of the house class. Does that make sense? So like, because they were created with the blueprint of this house class, they will have access to all of the like constructor properties, to all of the methods that this house object has, house class, okay? So this repaint method will accept color, right, as a parameter. And how do we repaint it? How do we change the color? It's a
this
new color.
color, this color equal new color.
New color, right? Okay, cool. Now let's try. So we're gonna repaint. So we're gonna say my house that, you see, and it's already suggesting possible properties that we can use. We're gonna use repaint method. And okay, so now let's dive into something more cheerful. Let's say hello. Not black like your soul, Zarina. There we go. So now the house property has changed, right? And you can, using this house class, you can create as many objects as you want. And on those objects, no matter like, you can use repaint or any other methods, right? And then they will not affect each other, because each house object that you create with the help of this class will be its own object with its own properties, right? Which is fun, because now you don't have to, if you want, let's say you're dealing with 100 of house objects, right? And you want your house objects to have some kind of method, let's say a new method, right? So then you don't have to go to each object and add that method to each object, right? You can just modify the house class, and immediately all of your house objects will have access to that method. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it means that we don't change them first.
Yeah, so
This
like you
my
don't have to
house.
change them. Hmm?
my house will be black, yeah.
Mhm.
But when we call the repaint, then we will become this yellow.
Mhm. Yeah.
It will
Mhm.
not change the main this variable. Or
No.
what's that? Okay.
Yeah. So, and by the way, this class is just a blueprint for all other house instances that you create. So
Mhm.
every object that you create with the help of this class, house class, it's called an instance of the house class. Okay, so like every object that you create is called an instance of this house class. Okay, so what kind of other method can you guys think of when you look at this house class?
Owner.
Mm-hmm. You want to change the owner?
Kai wants to live here.
Yeah, we can change. Yeah, we can buy or sell.
Okay,
Owner.
yeah. So let's say we have an owner. That owner, right? And let's say initial owner is just, I don't know, let's say it's empty string because we just built a house, we haven't sold it to anyone, right? So now we want to sell it, right? Okay, so let's say new owner. And now we're gonna change the owner property to the new owner. Up. Okay, let's call it. Okay, you guys go ahead and give it a try, and I'll be right back.
We don't need this stuff, yeah, I think.
It's just automatically included. Yeah, you can delete it.
We have to call that in my house, but and should we type the name of owner?
Yeah, yeah, Zarina.
Yeah.
Okay.
It means that we create something, we have to create here this stuff and then create a new method for this class.
But have you guys read about setters and getters in classes?
No, I don't know that process.
Yeah, I was also thinking about that. Yeah, setters and getters. Right? I forgot.
Yeah, maybe we can ask about that. Yeah.
have no idea.
And then import export is gonna be same way, just import export, right? How we need to, because I know these class files are separate, kind of saved in a separate files, and we need to import, right?
Yeah. And then you have export default. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember. It's gonna be just the regular way, or is there any different special way class to import or export? Or just so enough just create new, but it should be the files should be connected, right? So how the file knows where to get it from for example, new house. So if we are creating my house in a different file.
We are gonna import our class house
Okay, yeah.
from, okay, and then we are gonna export default our new house, I think.
Export default. Is it in JavaScript?
You're talking about React, right? How is it gonna be in general, right? Okay.
Yeah, in general, yeah, in JavaScript, React, yeah.
That's gonna be easy.
In React or in
In
JavaScript?
React, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry guys. 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna need just a few more minutes. I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Okay, let's do this. Let's count this as a break time.
Okay.
Okay, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, and then we can start with a couple of exercises, right?
Yeah, sure.
Mhm. Okay. Let's start. So for this next exercise, I have an example of a grocery store. So let's create, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So let's create a grocery store class first. Oh, I think, Zarina, can you hear us? I think maybe Zarina is still not back from the break.
Or Kai. Yeah, they're not here yet.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So let's wait for Zarina to join back.
So yeah, while we are waiting, Asel, for this keyword,
Sorry. Yes?
this keyword, right?
Uh-huh.
So what's gonna happen if we are not using this just to do color equal to color?
So in this case, oh gosh, I cannot control Zarina's screen anymore. Okay. Oh,
I'm
I
so
think
sorry. I'm here. Sorry. Can
I
you
don't,
hear me?
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if we can forgive you, Zarina. I'm not sure.
Ah, why not?
So
I
Kai
was
was asking what happens when we don't use this.
Mhm.
So we use this in this case because we want the color property to belong to each house that we build using the house class, right? So if we don't, the color is still there. Interesting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the position changed, right? And the color, interestingly.
Yeah, I don't know why this happened, but yeah, technically we want to use this because we want each property so the value of this will be determined from the context here, right? So whenever we create an object using class house, this will refer to this object. So if we create my house, this will refer to my house, right? If we create some other object, Kai's house, for example, in this case, this will point to Kai's house. And it's better to use it this way because if you don't, it may lead to some surprising, like unexpected behavior.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I actually never asked myself a question like, what happens if we don't use this? That's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, I believe your explanation is good when you, so it may, I think it may have, so it may give us a trouble when we have few objects which is using this class. So right, yeah, maybe in this case it will return color, but when we have several houses using this class, maybe it will give some problems. And so, yeah, and another question, constructor. Do we need to have only one constructor, or it can have this class house can have multiple constructors here?
So it's only one constructor, and your class doesn't have to have a constructor, actually. If you're like limited, I don't know, if you don't need it, you don't have to have it. But whenever you create a class, JavaScript will create a constructor for you. Like behind the scenes, it will assume that it has it. Yeah, but if you want to like initialize properties, still you kind of need the constructor there. So yeah, but syntactically, even if you don't create a constructor, it will not throw you an error. But yeah, it can only be one constructor.
And do we need to add in constructor to measure this? Oh, I'm so sorry. For example, this owner, I mean, we gave this constructor, color, flowers, and location. Do we need to add this owner when we have that?
I mean,
When-
yeah, if you want your, like all of the objects that have that have been created with the help of the house constructor, if you want them to have the owner property, then it's better to initialize it in the constructor.
Okay.
Mhm.
But when we add something extra, then we need to add in first of all in constructor, then use it in method. I mean, this keys, this, for example, this, I don't know.
You mean what happens if there is no owner and then we assign up?
No, I mean, when we add something extra, something new,
Uh-huh.
do we need to add in this constructor, or can we just create a new method and then create there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So,
for example, this, this, what can
like that, you mean?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it will still create the owner property for you, right?
Second,
So
I
Hmm?
second. Unfortunately, due to the room, I can't see what we have here. Yep, now I can see.
Mm-hmm. So it will still create an owner property, right? But I think just for, again, like to avoid any unexpected behavior and like any potential errors, I would also add it in the constructor as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you assume that the house has owner property, but you try to reach it before you call your cell method, so then it will throw you an error, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So it's better to add it in the constructor as well.
Yeah, on the console log, when we are printing out my house, it prints house. Is it? Is it how it works?
Yeah, so it's just sort of pointing that this is an instance of a house class.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's work with something a little bit more complex. So for this next part, I wanted to work on a grocery store exercise, which will be a class of grocery store, okay? And we will work with like different methods there. And our constructor is going to, okay, so first let's start by creating a class grocery store. So Zarina, yeah, you can take over now.
Is it with two S?
You're you're trying to spell grocery in German.
Only one. Ah, okay. Like this?
Yeah.
I
Do you
don't-
need camel keys or what is it?
Don't worry. We'll manage to read.
Zarina, just say Kaufland or like
Aldi.
Lidl or something.
Yeah, we already used to see on that. Yeah, Mario's typing all that Spanish spelled English words. Yeah, especially for frequency. I remember from yesterday frequency.
Yeah.
Wrote it in a Spanish way.
I
Okay.
took it back.
Forgive me.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Hi.
Good, thank you. How are you guys?
Have you been attending
Good.
classes during the week?
I'm sorry.
Are you attending classes?
Last week I
Oh.
already skipped, and I mean like week before this
Mm.
week. Yeah, last week actually. Yeah, because I was sick. I was sick, and uh, now I'm better. Yeah, this
Oh,
week I'm participated on classes.
mm. Yeah, sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, much better this week. Much better. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so your constructor is going to accept an array, and I'm going to share an array of products with you. So this is the array that we're going to use when we will initialize our constructor. 1 second, where is it? Oh, here.
Mm. Can we just call inside this constructor, or do I need to add here as a parameter? The boy.
Yeah, the parameter is just an array, right?
Yeah. This one. And then const oh, okay. It means that we did with const my house. We will do with this stuff too. Am I right?
Yeah, so we're going to use this products array when we create a new instance of the grocery store, right? No, you don't need to comment it out. We'll keep it. Okay.
It
So
means
in
that
your grocery store, you wanna have like a stock or something, stock property that will store all of the products.
oh, it should be like this. Equal
Mhm.
like this.
So your stock will basically store the array of products.
Oh, is it correct? I'm a little bit confusing. So this stock, is it correct?
What do you guys think? You can feel free to look at the house.
Do we need to give a name to the array? Or just to?
Should we write product in our constructor?
I mean,
Yes.
it can be stock, it can be products, however you want to name it. The point is that it will store an array of all the products that you have in your store, right? So if you want, you can you can create like my store using grocery store class and see what you're gonna get there. Mhm. And you want to pass array of products, right? Because that's what our initial stock will be. Okay, cool. And now let's console log the my store object.
Stock.
So why is our stock empty?
Because we need to how it goes. So give the parameter. What
Mhm.
is it?
So where does the parameter go?
here,
Uh-huh.
stock quantity.
I mean, it's not quantity, right? It's like stock, it's like a whole array of products.
Product stock. Oh. Is it good?
Okay. All right, let's run it again.
Oh, let's see. What do we need to get?
So right now we are supposed to see your stock array filled with the product array, right?
Oh, so whole product area.
Uh-huh.
It means that this, um,
We
So
s-
think of the constructor as just a regular function. So if this was a regular function that accepts array as a parameter, how would you assign it?
just array.
Yeah.
We can just name it, but why?
yeah, maybe so Zarina, can you try with spread operator? The three dots and give a name. And
Like this?
yeah, and so yeah, and same in the constructor. So yeah, parameters.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah,
Mm.
good.
Okay. So I have a question. Why are you guys wrapping an array into an array and then using spread operator to get rid of that extra brackets? Because constructor is just a function, right? So right here, so if we go back to our initial constructor house,
Mhm.
so what are the parameters that my house is accepting?
Oh, name of floors and location.
Mm-hmm.
It's just names.
So instead of color, I'm not doing something like this, right?
Yeah.
So same here. So
Oh,
my constructor does not care. Oh, oh, what's happening? What's happening? Sorry. My constructor doesn't care what kind of data it's expecting. It
mhm.
only wants name of the parameter,
Okay.
right? And then you just say array,
Mhm.
and that's
And
it.
that's it.
Yeah, it was empty array in the beginning. I thought that it's it's a condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now I want you to create a method that gives you total quantity of products that you currently have in your grocery store.
Inside the class, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this. Mm. Should we create here this? Mm, Oh.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, let's make it a little easier. Let's say I want to get the total of not all of the products, but like product types, like for example, right now I have apple, banana, pear, mango, tomato, potato. So I have 6 types of products, right? So let's get number of product types first. So how would you do this if this was just a regular function inside which you have a products array?
We have
How do you
to
know?
object with key apple and then value 1 and then banana, something like that.
So if I want to know, and assuming that each object inside my array is a separate unique type of product, right? So how would I get a total number of unique products that I have in my products in my grocery store?
Maybe just array length.
Exactly. Yeah.
So where I have to type it? Total is
So let's rename on line 38. Let's rename it like unique products or something. So does this method require a parameter?
yeah.
I think no. We already have the data in there, right?
Yeah, so it's like a simple computation that needs to be done here, right? So we are returning, so unique products needs to return a number of unique products, which is
Length. Array
yeah.
length. Something like that. Or don't you need this stuff? I mean this column.
Yeah, I think you
Oh.
need to use this somewhere there, no?
So here we don't want to like store the total quantity. We just want to return it, right? So this method is supposed to return current number of unique products in your grocery store. So right now, is it returning something?
No, I have to write here return.
And what is array?
Okay. Array. This stuff.
So in your grocery store, where is that array? In your grocery store class.
Here. This stock.
Right.
Oh, okay. So it means that
So it's not array.length, right?
this stock.
Exactly.
Um,
Good job. Okay, so now let's try to call it.
Was it something like this? My house. Oh, product. Yeah. Dot. Now this my store.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Okay. And let's console log it right away.
Oh,
You can just call it inside console log. Yeah. Six.
mhm.
Good. Okay, very good. Okay, good. So now let's take a step further. Now I want to create a method that will return total number of products.
Mhm.
So not unique products, total number of products in my grocery store. Because see, there we have 10 apples, 5 bananas, 10 pears, etc.
Mhm.
Right? So I want to get their total now.
Mhm. Mm,
Let's say total num of products, something. Uh-huh.
So it means that this stock, it's
Mm.
array, and then we will have inside the array. Do we need to formula for it?
So yeah, stock is just a regular array inside which you have an object that
Mhm.
has stock quantity property, right? So we want to get the total of the stock quantity of all the objects.
Mhm.
And let's try to use a higher order functions here,
Okay.
not regular like for loop.
Yeah. For each, is it okay?
Sure, why not?
For each.
Yeah, maybe reduce.
I was thinking that reduce too.
Yeah, this would be perfect.
Okay.
Whenever you need to transform array into something else, reduce is like a go-to method, easiest one.
I think we don't need this.
Okay.
Uh,
Nice.
but um, we have to type Irgen. This stuff. It means that reduce the grouping and then do I need this dot stock? No.
So this the stock is just an array, right? You're looping through that array with your reduce method.
Mhm. And how to reach this stock?
Good question.
We don't have here index. Do I need to add index?
You don't need index because you already have current product, which is array I, right? So
Okay.
current
And
product would be like array I in for loop. Mhm.
array I and then dot. Oh, was it something like that?
I mean, you're on the right track, but you're just doing it in the wrong place. Feel free to help out, guys.
Yes, please, because for each I could man, but I can't do it. But with this stuff, I'm a little bit confusing.
So current product is like an item, right?
Okay.
So it's just a parameter. So you can't really get inside of your parameter right now. Well, you can, but it's a topic for another class. So
I
here,
don't know.
by the reduce, you just want to pass a parameter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
So you
okay.
give,
Got it. Here.
yeah, exactly. Mhm.
Let's see. I'm fine.
Okay. So when it does a function return undefined? And on line 46, you have a return statement, but it's a return statement for your callback function, right?
Oh, you need a return statement for your method, total num of
Yeah.
rounds.
Mhm. Your callback was fine.
Here.
You don't need to change it. Exactly.
Here also, order. Or
Mhm. Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
I assume it's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay.
Good
So
job,
is it
very much.
making a bit more sense?
Yeah. What did you say, Kai?
So yeah, good job. So Asel, I have a question. So here, Zoran created these new methods, but I think yeah. So yeah, do we need to have that this? So yeah, I don't see this. For example, so
Like
yeah,
as a color or floor.
yeah. For example, in that case, I would do this. This, for example, total
Mhm.
equal to anonymous function and do it that way. But yeah, I don't see this here. Is it?
So it really depends on how you want your class to store data. So for example, if you want your class to store a total number of all the products, of course you can create that property in the constructor.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it really depends. Like there is no right or wrong way.
It's okay. It's okay to have this kind of functions inside the class, right?
Yeah, of course. Those
Okay.
are the methods of the class. So sometimes they do calculations, sometimes they reassign values in your constructor. So yeah, it's like
In this case, it's just a function. But if you do use to store it using this, it's gonna be property then, right?
so if you reassign, so let's say if our constructor here, so right now our constructor only has one property, stock, right? So
Mhm.
if you want to store something else, so let's say this, that, I don't know, total
Yeah, this one total number.
number of products, right? And in this case, let's say initially it's 0, or although it can be array that length 2, right? Oh, yeah. So you can so you can either assign it in this way, and then it will be a property of your constructor. So now if you run your code. Up. Total number of products.
Because it's already used. Yeah, it's in line 44, right?
So let's say, just for the sake of this example.
Okay.
Yeah, so now your
Oh, okay.
object will have two properties. Right now it has only one. So in this case, like if you want to store it in your constructor, you can do that, absolutely. Yeah, right now we're just working more with different methods and how we can use your stock array in order to like calculate, I don't know, for example, in this case, the number of products or number of unique products, right? So we're just learning how to work inside our class right now. But absolutely, if you wanted to store it, you could store it in here too. So there is no like right or wrong way. It depends on your needs. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought we need to this stuff, this, for example, name and then equal name and then each key we need to write here in construction.
No, not everything has to be stored in the constructor. It depends.
Got it. This that's why I was just confusing.
Okay, cool. Now let's create a method that would remove a product by using product's name. So for example, we want to remove apples from the grocery store.
What was the method to remove? Oh, in array.
Yep, good
Do we
question.
need to slice it?
Yeah, slice,
Or-
slice.
Slice
Or you can use a higher order method.
map? Oh, which one? Filter
Filter, exactly.
means that turn this sock dot filter and
So where do you get the name of the product that you want to remove?
Wait.
can you please repeat? When we get this name,
Yeah. So let's
And-
say I want to remove an apple, all apples.
So do you write it on line 49?
Exactly.
name,
So now we want to filter out all the apples.
all the apples, it means that equal product dot name equal name. Oh, oh. Yeah. Is it correct? I'm not sure about this part.
I think it should be not equal name, right?
Yeah. And one more, equal sign.
Okay, let's test it. There you go.
Yep.
Cool. Good job. Okay. So what if I want to check if a certain category exists in my stock? So let's say I want to check if tomatoes
Mhm.
are still in my stock.
Mm.
It's
Input.
there, we can see it.
Should we use includes
Um,
or what?
includes would work if this was an array of strings,
Oh, okay.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is a higher order method, and you guys know it because somebody mentioned it a couple of weeks ago in this class.
Some, right?
Some, yeah, some would work.
Is product there?
You can say
Should be question mark there.
you can say is product in stock.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, let's also put a smiley face there.
Like this?
Yeah.
There's this stock, but some product. And
So just
we
to
have
recap,
to get something. Maybe
what does sum do exactly?
Boolean returns Boolean.
Okay, cool. In which case it returns true, in which case it returns false.
When at least one of product
Uh-huh.
will
If
return
at least
true.
one of the items in an array fits the criteria, right? That we
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, continue.
Equal to name.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And stock. Pro.
Let's check with something that's not there. Let's check for apples.
Apples.
I think it's just apple. Okay, cool.
Oh, I thought we want to see it was something else.
Cool.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
true.
It's, huh?
Now it's true because I just typed apples. That's why it was false. Mhm.
Okay, now let's come up with a couple of more methods. So I want to restock, okay, to restock my products with, let's say 10 oranges.
Restock 10 oranges.
Yeah.
It means that we have to add one object extra.
Mm-hmm. What if I wanted to restock it with 5 more potatoes?
Can push. Push.
So
5
if I
more potatoes.
stock it with 5 more potatoes,
Mhm.
do I want to push a new potato object or do I want to just increment current potato
No,
object?
just increment the stock quantity.
Right.
It means
So depending on the product name, you will
Mhm.
either add a new product
Mhm.
object or increment existing product object, right?
Mhm.
That's the task.
It means that in one function there is two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's say you're running a grocery store and you just had a shipment of 10 oranges, 5 pears, and 10 tomatoes, right? So you don't want to check every time if something exists or not. You just want to enter the numbers in the system and that's it, right?
Mhm.
Mm. So now you have to think about what this method, let's start with this question. What kind of properties, what kind of parameters this method is supposed to accept? What kind of parameters do we need in order to restock?
Create a new one. Oh. When we restock it, we need the name and then stock quantity.
Quantity, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with that.
Here, I think, yeah. Or in new function.
What's that?
Do we need to check, do we need this stuff in constructor? No. Um,
More products or
We can say, what can we name it? Like,
update stock quantity.
yeah, update stock sounds like a good name.
Then I think should be update stock so a quantity because we are not updating the stock. It's parameter.
But sometimes we are, right? If we are adding oranges, are we updating the stock?
Yeah, in
No.
that case, yes.
Yeah, so not quantity, but more like update stock.
Okay,
So
we can
gives us
do.
more freedom, right?
Okay, we can do so any of those, right? Any of
Yeah.
those.
So let's handle both of those cases
Mhm.
inside one function.
Okay.
By the way, I think I'm looking at the remove product now on line
Mhm.
49, and I
Mhm.
think we're missing something there. Can you guys, before we move on to this one, inside the remove product, do you think we're missing something?
What I thought about this, when we filter, we are creating a new array, right? We're
Mhm.
not reassigning our.
Yeah, so we should reassign because we need to update the stock property in our class.
Mhm. Mm. It means that we have to find.
So we have filtered out that product successfully. Now we need to update our stock inside our class. So we need to update the stock property, reassign the stock property.
Do I need just type equal? This?
So this
stock
stock equals to,
this?
yeah, and then I guess we don't need a return statement here because I think since we're updating the stock, we don't need, yeah. Cool.
I'm fine.
So yeah, so in order to check, you can just apply remove product and then console log the stock property, not the.
This stock, yeah.
No. Apple. Just leave it there. Apple.
Yeah, so first we need to remove Apple And
Mhm.
then in order to check, we can just do my store.stock.
So,
In console log.
Mm-hmm.
Dot stock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, cool. So in this case, we do need to update the property, right? Because we are trying to remove something from our stock. So we are filtering it out and we are reassigning the value of stock in our
Mhm.
class. Cool. Okay, now let's come back to our update stock.
Mhm. Did we use if statement? If this dot stock.
So before
Okay.
we start implementing here, what would be the logic here?
We have to find the name. If the name the same what we have here, it means that we have to add, so increase the stock.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
yeah.
To find the name, we need to loop it and then find these properties.
Mm-hmm. So first we need to check if the given product that we're trying to add to our stock, if it already is in our array of products.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if it is, then we are incrementing the stock quantity of this product. So for example, if the user tries to add 10 bananas,
Mhm.
then we just update the stock quantity of the banana object.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
But if the user receives 10 new oranges, then we want to add that orange object inside our products.
Product. Mhm. Mhm. Oh.
Yeah, I think you started in yeah, so a good way you can use, I think, if else.
Yeah, but I think we have to first of all loop it and then inside the loop.
No,
Okay.
I think we don't need loop it. Just use it has own property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Because
Mhm.
it's object.
Well, I agree with Zarina that we should loop it first. I mean, my idea was like the same as Zarina's.
I think we should try both of them.
So has own property is a method of an object,
But we have an array.
Yeah.
but stock is an array, right?
Oh, okay, stop.
We have to loop it.
I mean, even we use like has own property, it will
Yeah.
return you true or false, right? And if it's like if it has, then how you gonna reassign that? I mean, for example, we use like has own property and we've got true. Yes, it's really there. And how we can reassign exact that without loop.
Stock ones, yeah. We can then.
If it's true, we can just add the quantity to the
Yeah.
quantity.
But how? How we will reach this
I mean,
stuff.
Kai,
was an
if we
object.
have array of objects, right? We have array of objects.
Okay,
And for
okay, yeah,
example,
I forgot this is array. Yeah, we can, so we have to
yeah,
look it, and inside, yeah, maybe we can use that.
yeah. I mean, for update, we have to know exactly what index on this product, right? On this object. So how we will find what index it if we have only true.
Now we can use this stuff. If product dot has, I think it was like this, yeah, and on property. And then should I type name?
Yeah,
Do we need this has own property? Okay, never mind.
If,
if it's true,
yeah, what is that? No,
then
it
So
should be.
I'm gonna remain silent for like 5 minutes and let you guys think this
Okay.
through. Okay, I'm not gonna interfere, but I'm here if you have any questions.
Mhm. It means that we have to get this stuff. Yeah. No.
what is it? Product? The product is oh, okay, it's a name.
Should I
I
just
did it, I do.
rename, yeah, this stuff because we will get the number. Am I right?
Yeah, it's so if product has this name, then product quantity, yep, plus.
What's it called? And then
Why you removed the
you what should we
it can be just quantity or
like
product
that?
quantity. Yeah.
And then we just calculate it. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, else.
And then else we don't have it
What
means
we
that
gonna
we have
do
to
for
create,
else?
do we need to add a whole object, new whole object with all properties?
For else, we need to.
I don't think so. We just trying to update the stock quantity. Do you mean that idea that we can reassign whole product or we can just increment our stock quantity? So right now we're incrementing our stock quantity, right? Quantity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
And
so I
then
don't think
Yeah.
we need else.
when we, for example,
One of the
get
one of the option is gonna be increment. If there is no, for example, if it's orange added, which
Yeah.
is not in that case, it should add. It's
Yeah.
not increment. But,
We can get the ID then.
I think it's the last. Yeah.
yeah, we need to create key and values here.
Cool.
Else, yeah, something like that. Okay.
No, it's not key, right? That's
Yeah, it should be ID. Yeah. Oh, we can get this. I thought this.
no, that should be
No.
that should be product and
Look,
push, right? We need to
if we
push.
wanna
We need
if
to
we wanna add something, some more object to our array, I think we have to think like how we're adding product to array.
Push it.
yeah,
Oh,
push.
I can just push it. This stock. Yeah. Dot push. And then inside the push. Oh.
push, but we need to add what we're gonna push here.
Yeah.
We need to give ID. So
They,
name and product quantity, we have it from there, but ID we need to get from somewhere. So I think for ID we can get the last ID plus one. So
yeah,
last ID plus one, so it's gonna be 7.
it means that product
the
length,
price, I don't know.
yeah, or ID is equal to length. Am I right? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It means that product length is equal to ID of the last object.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, but do you remember we deleted Apple and we deleted 1, for example? I think so we can't rely on the lengths. So maybe we need to get the last ID, so value, for example, 6 in this case, and then add 1 there. And or maybe, yeah, looks like it can change. It can be deleted. It can be added.
Yeah. So do I need to create this stuff here? Const.
What if, guys, we will, instead of the creating new object, we will go to the next step? I mean, let's check the first one before the else. Let's
Okay.
remove all else and just check if we are really updating our quantity. And in this case, if we doing everything great, let's do the next step. What do you think, guys, about this? I mean, for the next idea where we just reassigning when we're finding the product and reassigning whole object. And then we can like create new object if you want, of course.
Tomato is 45.
We need to console log again the copy paste from 73 from line 73 and put in the end.
Instead of the update stock, when we're you see when we're console logging my store update stock, it's for each method, right? And for each is always like returning undefined. So I think we don't need console log it. We can console log just like we can console log just my store. Yeah, my store dot stock. Yep. Yeah.
It means that we have to leave this one and then console log this.
Yeah. Because I mean, when we are trying to console log my store update stock, anyway, we will see undefined always.
Didn't do it.
Then nothing.
Tomato. But what did you? Okay, tomato. Tomato 4.
Wait, by default, is it 40? It's 45, right? Yeah, it's 45, and then it should be 50. No.
I can just remove this
And
one.
for the
But we have this one, nice one. So we removed the apples, but the
Didn't-
stock quantity didn't change.
Can you scroll up a little bit, please? More. Just want to see the first.
This one?
Yeah, here. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's think why it's not working. I mean, I have a question only about this line. Yeah, exactly. On this line, if
Let's
product that has
console log it because-
has own property. Wait. No. What is our product? What is our product?
Product is each object.
Okay,
inside.
each object, right? And has own property works with objects, this method, or with array.
Okay, I think his own property is gonna check the key, right? Not the value, but we need to check the value here, guys.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can check with that object values name equal to this name.
It was something like that, yeah. Object
Yeah, object dot
values.
yeah,
This?
inside name. Inside. Oh, so name, right? Yeah, name.
Yeah,
And then here,
like this.
no, equal to that name, which we are getting the name. Maybe. Products. Can you console log, for example, object values name? So what is getting there?
It's gonna give us an array, I think.
Oh,
Undefined.
What is it?
a second, because I have here something.
Mm,
No, it doesn't work because I have to console log it.
Oh, I think, yeah, I think
waiting.
inside the product, that object values, we need to do product dot name, right? Not just name.
Can you see it? Tomato.
No. Oh, what are you? Okay, so, Zarina, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, we are also giving on its line 60. So inside the parentheses, we need to put product dot name, I think.
Here,
Yeah.
product. dot name. Let's see.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It is-
So what we
Okay.
have? Oh, yeah.
Odd.
Guys, I mean, I really, I mean, but when we just start using this product has own name, I was a little bit like, I mean, how to say that correctly?
Yeah, but we changed.
I just can't understand why we're using this like object values, or do we really need some meta to use here? Because when we are getting for each, so we already have
Maybe we
we
just.
already have access to each object, right? And if we have, for example, for each object, access for each object, can we use like product that
I-
name is
Yeah,
equal to
okay.
name?
Yeah,
It
that
worked.
makes sense.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
Yep.
right. Thank you.
okay, yeah, it worked.
Good. Then the next step.
Good job.
Creating. No, we are not finished.
Yeah, but at least you got through the first part.
Yeah. Now we need to check if else it's not equal to name. It means that we have to create a new object.
Yeah, and looks like we're gonna need a price there, an ID.
Yeah. Do we need to like get this product dot ID equal? Can we do like this and product?
No, because it's a new product, it doesn't have an ID yet.
um,
Just try to add it first to an array, and then we'll see.
No, I mean, do we need to create this ID and the name?
Yeah, we need a new product object that we can push, right?
Oh, product. So stock. Like this? Oh,
Mhm.
price. And then how to reach to this one? Product.
Yeah, let's change our update stock parameter so it will accept the whole object right away. So instead of name and product quantity, it will accept an object that will already have all that information.
Object dot id. Yeah, or
Mhm.
correct? Object dot name. Object dot stock quantity. Oh.
I mean, if you're already accepting an object that has ID, name, stock quantity, and the price, you don't need to
That's
create
true.
the object from scratch, right? You can just use the object from your parameter.
This. Like this?
No, I mean, you don't need to create a new object. Are you trying to create a new object now?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, because you already have objects. So what I'm saying,
Okay, we just push it.
yeah, basically. And you're not gonna have name and product quantity anymore because all of that will be inside an object. So your object will look something like one of the objects that you already have in the stock.
Okay. I need
So
to
you
remove
update
this
stock
stuff
with
and then here object name
exactly.
and then object property. Yeah.
Mhm. So it's gonna be a stock quantity inside an object, right? Since it will be identical.
Where?
So
Here.
object that's stock quantity, yeah.
Dot stock quantity. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then now we have to what we need to object, yeah.
To update stock with something that doesn't exist in an array and see what's gonna happen there. So my store that update stock.
Oh, here. I can just and then
So an object. Mhm.
let's see.
Let's do ID 8.
Eight,
Name orange.
name, orange, orange,
Stock
and
quantity
then
10
quantity.
and price 5.
Price.
And get rid of line 77.
Yeah.
And move console log after line 80.
Oh, we don't need this stuff.
So what happened there?
We are looping. That's why.
Right.
We don't need loop it. It means that I have already object. Object is one of them, yeah. No. when we update, we will just use this name and then quantity, yeah, here.
No, you will still need an object since we're
Oh,
changing
okay.
the function now.
Full object, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but right now your issue is that it's
That's
pushing
fine.
orange 5 times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then to push it outside the frame. Mm,
Think about it.
So we need to check this name. To find this stuff, we have to look
Mhm.
Just an idea. Just a question. I don't know, like, if we will put return after this tag.push object, it will check only first item, right? And it will stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will not check all object. Okay. Okay.
Do we need to return here?
No, that was my idea. I mean, it
Ah,
will
okay.
check. It will check only first the first object, and if
Uh-huh.
it's not equal, it will just push it once, and it will not check other objects.
Yep.
Yeah. That's true.
So yeah, Zarina, can you try to return just empty after this line 36? After 36, just to
Here.
after 32, not 36, sorry. Inside else, just inside else after just empty return. No, empty return, just return. No, not.
Okay,
not-
got it. Just a second.
Just to get off from this cycle. Oh no, it's not getting off.
I
Okay.
think we have to push it here.
So
Maybe we'll just check it and then we don't need this else. Oh no.
what do you think, guys, if we will just put this if else statement outside of their for each function?
But how we will check the product names and stuff? To compare it? How we will do that?
I mean, in this case, we can just like
About property?
it's gonna be not a good solution, but we can just create another small function that just pushing this tag that push
Okay.
object, for example, and we can call it. Oh no, it changed nothing. Sorry.
So yeah, Zarina, can you try to put that return after outside if else statement then?
Here.
Yeah.
It's gonna change
No,
nothing.
it's not changing anything yet.
I think we can.
Maybe just break. Can you put break instead of return?
Here or
Yeah, instead of
think-
return. Instead of return.
break should be inside the if statement or not? If else statement? I
No,
think because
okay, yeah, we can try in a different place. No, it's not right. It's typo. There's typo there, Zarina.
yeah, it means that we will get this object, whole object like this,
Again, not a good solution, but it might work. So yeah, inside of our function, my stack update, for example, we can create like we can create some LEDs, for example. I mean, again, it's not a good idea. No. On line 57, between line 57 and 58, for example, after line 57, inside of update stack, yeah, like here, for example, here we can create some let's boolean, for example. Can you create some? Yep, let's. Okay, and then it's gonna be equal to false, for example. I mean, it's not a good idea, but just one. Yeah. Okay. Oh, why we can? Oh, we cannot. Asel, can we create let here or not
Where?
inside of our function? No, we
Yeah.
cannot, right?
If you want, yeah, why not? It's just a regular function.
Yeah, we
Oh,
have to
okay.
use
And
the-
then for example, no. And then for example, when we have for each inside of the for each, you can after line 61, for example, you can change. Of course, it will change its a lot of time. No, after this.
Okay.
Yeah, after this, you can change this is product to true. Of course, it's going to be changed like many times to true. But anyway, and then we can remove this else and just, yep, you can
Just
remove, yep, this one also. And outside of this for each function, after line 66, after line this 66, we can write if is product is false, then do this. Otherwise, do nothing. What do you think if you will use like, okay.
This? Like this? Oh, okay, got it. What you mean?
Yeah, I mean, if like is
Um,
product, just is product is equal to false. Oh, true. I'm sorry, true. Equal to true. Yeah. Can you use two double question mark? Because we don't need alternates.
yeah. And then
No, I
empty.
mean, you said there is like, you have one question mark after true. You can use only double. Yeah, you can put one more question mark. No, just two question marks. Yep. And that's it. So that means like if our product is true, oh no, wait, if it's false, I'm sorry. If it's false, then just push it like something like this.
Like this?
Again, I don't think it's a good idea, but it might be work.
Mhm.
And it's not.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, why? Why it's not?
Check the value of is product first.
Hmm?
Check the value of is product.
Oh, because wait.
So just
Yeah.
check the value to make sure that it's giving you the expected result, because right now you don't know where the error is coming from.
Inside the if statement?
No, outside, of course. Outside.
Now I feel like I lost my idea.
False. Okay.
So if it's false, then push it, right? And right now it's false. So
Can
it
you
should
use this simple one?
that push object.
Just use and.
And here,
Mhm. Yeah.
like this?
Mhm. Are we still inside for each?
Yes.
Mhm. Yes.
Good.
Wait, why were you using why when we used double question mark it didn't work? Can't understand.
I guess.
So,
I mean,
This stuff is also new.
so double question mark is nullish coalescing operator, right? I think it will go to the right side if, yeah, I always get confused with this one, but it will go to the right side if it's only null or undefined. But if it's false or empty string, it will not go to the right side.
Okay.
oh, I didn't know this.
But you will have to double check me on that because I rarely use it, so I'm not sure. But yeah. And never surprises you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that would be one way to do it. Can you guys think of any other methods? Any other like ways to implement it? Because right now, I mean, for each works, but it's not the best choice here, I would say. There is more, this solution is correct and it works, right? But I would say there is more intuitive way to implement it.
Element in,
Hmm?
element in or for in.
Uh,
No.
no, not really.
Mm.
So what I had in mind initially, since you guys are familiar with most of the higher order methods,
Yeah.
are you guys familiar with find index method,
Yeah.
right? So why not use that one? So, so in this case, you will find an index, right? So this that stock, right? That find index. So find index is also a higher order method. So it will look for the product that name. Is it name? So it will look for the product that has the name of our object, right? So if it finds, it will return an index. If it doesn't find, it will return -1, right? So
It says
now,
it has own property or something like that, yeah.
what's that?
It would be instead of, for example, this has own property, or is it exist or something like that?
Sort of, yeah. So if the array has a product with the same name as our object name, it will return its index. If it doesn't, it will return -1. So for example, in this case, we are expecting -1, right?
Yeah.
-1, you see? But if we ran with something like tomato, it would return 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yeah.
So now that we are killing like two birds with one shot, right? We are getting an index of an item, but we are also at the same time figuring out whether this item exists in the array or not.
Yeah.
Right? So now with this information, what can we do?
Spread operator, or what was that? We will check if index,
If the index doesn't exist, we'll push our new object, right?
So how do we check if it exists or doesn't exist?
equal or -1.
So if it's -1,
Yeah, we will push it.
then what?
We will push it in this stock, this object. Oh,
And object, right?
yeah.
Oh, else?
Else, we will get product dot stock quantity.
How do we reach to that product object?
Oh, we're inside outside the index. Yeah. This stock dot this stock and then index inside the bracket. Yeah,
Exactly.
and then dot stock quantity plus equal object dot stock quantity.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it. Should work. So now we are expecting what?
Orange.
Orange to be in the array, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Orange. Okay, and now let's try to add.
One more.
Oh, could you, Zarina, copy this one and add
Yeah.
in here?
Oh.
And let's do tomato. Totamo.
ID.
So it has to have the same ID, so 5, and
Okay.
same price, which would be 2. Did it increment?
Tomatoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, good. Any questions?
No, not really.
Yeah. It's a
The only thing is that we hard code the ID and the prices in order, but
Yeah, but it's fine. I mean, in real life, you're not gonna get that kind of object, right? With,
right.
yeah, so. Cool.
Wanted to ask you about getters and setters in our class. How do you use them?
Getters and setters are just regular functions, right? So if, for example, let's have a look at our, where is it? Wait, where's our class? Oh, here. So they're just regular methods. They just start with like keyword get and set. And usually, for example, getters you would use for like very simple computations. So for example, in our case, I don't know, for example, unique products, right? That could be a getter because it's a simple computation. So this could be get unique products, right? And then when you call it, what are we calling it? Okay, so let's do my stock that oh. Unique products. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah, so it's just a regular method. But notice how I'm not invoking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a getter. So it's not, the syntax is a little different for getter. So if, I mean, don't overload your classes with getters and setters. So like choose them, you know, where appropriate. So for example, getters, you may use where you want to have like more intuitive experience, you know? So for example, it would make sense to have just unique products as a simple getter because it's just a simple computation of like array.length, right? So it makes sense to have a getter function in this case. Or for example, you can have a setter. So in this case, for example, new color, like repaint, can be a setter or like new owner or something, yeah? Because you're just simply reassigning like one value of color or like one value of, I don't know, like student name or something, yeah?
Oh, okay.
When it's like more complex computation, so for example, total, I don't know, well, maybe not total number of products, but maybe like updates, that probably not a very good candidate for setter. Yeah, so let's say you want to set a new name for like a student or new color for the house, that makes sense to be a setter. But when it's like more complex than that, it's better to just use regular method. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Anything else? Any other questions?
Where will we use it, this getters and setters?
When?
Yeah.
I mean, the use case would be like a simple computation, right? So in the class, I mean, I don't think you will use them that much in
Real life.
well, at least not within the framework of this bootcamp, because
Okay.
it's like those are like very specific. So at work, if you have large classes, inside them you can have getter and setter functions. But I mean, you don't need to like go deep into learning them because they're simple. I mean, getter is just a simple method that will return some kind of value, right? So for example, name of the student or like number of, I don't know, items in your grocery bag, something like that. So I don't think you need to like spend too much time understanding them, you know? So yeah, just remember that those are just regular methods. Yeah, so if we're talking in terms of a class here, getter and setter functions are just regular methods. Yeah, you just use them for like more intuitive implementation of like class method. So if you want like a simple method that returns name of the student or color of your house, then it would be a getter method, right? If you want to set a new name for the student or new color for the house, it could be a simple setter method as well. But if you want to deal with something a bit more complex, like updating a stock, I don't think that this method will be a good candidate for a setter method. Okay.
Asel, in this case, for example, so when we did the house, so yeah, it has color, right? So yeah, it has a set of properties. I don't know, 3 or 4. So initially we identified that properties, and then we added, for example, for that, sorry, repaint, right? This color. Yeah, for example, in this case, we could. So if we are adding new property, so it's gonna be setter, right? For example, new property can be like updated color, right? So we are adding new property which is not inside the constructor.
But we're not adding a new property. We're just reassigning existing.
No,
property.
I mean, in case we are adding the new property, is that gonna be setter?
Oh, it could be. I think, yeah, it could be.
Yeah, for example, in this case, repaint, this is just updating. It's not
Yeah.
setter, right? It's a function.
No, it could be a setter. So you can set like a new color, right? And then you would accept the color. And so setter doesn't necessarily mean that it has to set a new
property.
property for the constructor.
Okay.
It just means that it will somehow, update the value
Okay, got it.
in some way. Do you
Oh,
know?
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's not only about adding the new properties, but
No,
it's
no, 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 no.
updating.
No. Yeah, so it will just update with something like a new name or new color or new age or something like that.
Mm.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that you will set a totally new property for the constructor.
But we can add so a totally new property with setters, right?
I mean, it's possible. I'm not sure if it's a good idea because I think whatever properties you want to have in your constructor, you want to declare them inside the constructor.
Okay, for example, so if we need to add the new properties, for example, so maybe we need to create subclass, right? So you using that class and
So
have the
subclass, so for example, in our grocery store, right? We can have a subclass of grocery store that sells only eco products, right? So in this case, class eco, eco store, right? It's going to be sort of like a subclass of the grocery store. So we can say extends grocery store, right? But it will be a class nevertheless. So in order to use properties of the grocery store, we need to first call our super. Is it called inside constructor? I think it's called inside constructor.
That was my next question about super, if we use it all the time with constructor.
Yeah, so it constructor. I think it's called inside constructor. It's been a while since I've used any of those. Super. Yeah, okay. So basically, when we call the constructor function, we want to call super. Why? Because super will initialize all of the properties from grocery store method. So in this case, the stock.
Okay.
Right? And then if we want to add other properties, because it's an eco store. So for example, eco store should have, I don't know, something like eco-friendly, I don't know, certificate, right?
Mhm.
And we want to set it to true because it's an eco store. True. What else? What else? I don't know much about eco products. I never shop for eco. I cheat. But
Genetically not modified or something like
yeah,
that.
or like
Organic.
non-GMO certificate, right? Which will also be true. So in this case, this eco store subclass will have all of the properties from the grocery store, but it will also have extra properties. That way, we can reuse this grocery store class multiple times for different kinds of stores. So for example, we can create one more class. Let's say discount groceries, which sounds more like me, to be honest. Extends grocery store, right? So in this case, again, we initiate our constructor, inside which we call super, because we want to have our stock in here, right? But we also want to, I don't know, have a discount property. So let's say all of the groceries will have, I don't know, 20% discount, right? What else? Oh gosh, I can't think of anything right now. Like exactly when you need it, you don't have a fantasy for properties.
Yeah.
Can I do like free transportation or something?
Yeah, like free delivery, because we want to get rid of them, right? Which can be true. Lavinia, you should run your own store. You're so good at it, right? And then we
Maybe,
can create, what's that?
maybe I should stop buying online.
Yeah, you either have like a real gift or a real problem. I don't know which one of this is true. But yeah, anyway, so you can use your grocery store class, and create like a bunch of other classes that share the properties and methods, by the way, methods too, of this grocery store, but they also have their own specifics, right? Like eco store or discount groceries. And then your objects that you create with the help of these classes will have all of them, all of the properties, both from grocery store and eco store.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, in this case, how are they gonna share the functions which we have inside the grocery store? Because they're not in the constructor.
Yeah, but we will still have access to grocery store methods, even inside discount
Oh,
grocery.
so we can just run without any? Okay,
Yeah.
we can run from the discount, so
Yeah.
groceries, we can run the functions, which is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. That's what's cool about classes. And your discount groceries can have its own methods, right? Its own methods, plus on top of grocery store methods. So you can, for example, let's say you want to have, I don't know,
After 5 p.m. additional discount, I don't know.
yeah, after 5 discount, right? So you want to have that method, but you only want to have that method inside discount groceries because eco stores never have sales
So
because they're not for cheap people, right? So you only want discount groceries to have this method. That's why you create a separate class that extends grocery store class, right? Because you don't need this cheap as after 5 discount method in all of your stores, only in stores for like cheap people like me.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what's fun about classes. Like they're so reusable, and you can always just extend any class and add any other methods. And it will be like your own subclass with your unique methods, but it will also have all of the methods available in the grocery store, which is very helpful. And then all of your objects will also have all of these methods, right? That's why they're called object factories.
Okay. So we'll be using
Any
all the classes in React now, right?
So in React, you will see something like this. So for example, in React, you will see class, I don't know, for example, button. So in React, you will have to rethink a little bit the way you look at the UI, because now you will have to divide UI into smaller components, just like when you look at a large function, you see that you can break it down into smaller functions, right? So in similar way, in React, you will have to think of components now. So component is a single piece of UI, okay? So let's say class button, and you will see something like this, extends React, up, up, sorry. What's happening? React, up, component. Okay, so React component is a class that was, what's happening?
Adding automatically
Yeah.
if you want.
It's Zarina's fault.
Yes,
Rena's repo.
sure. So
Next time we will test Kai's step.
so this class button is sort of like a subclass of React component. So React component is class that was created by React for you to make your life easier, right? And React component provides some like methods to make your life easier, basically, to make your button component more efficient, okay? And then you will see a syntax, so you will see a constructor there. Super. Inside your constructor, you will see this that state, which is always an object in React. The state property of any class is always an object inside which you can store like different properties of the state. So for example, color. Let's say red, right? And button name. Let's say cancel. Okay, so this button component eventually will return a red button with a button name cancel. Okay, and so yeah, like tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, but the day after, when you see a larger component, don't get anxious. It's just a constructor. It's just a class. Okay.
Okay.
So that class will also have a render method inside which you will have a return statement. So this return statement is the one that returns the actual UI piece. So in this case, for example, it will return a button, right? And name of this button is going to be this, that state, that button name, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So basically, React components are like factories that produce UI pieces. Okay. So like in a couple of days, when you see a larger component like that, don't worry. It's just a constructor. It's just a class that has a constructor inside which you have a state that stores some kind of data about your UI component. And it has a render method which returns, like inside which you have a return statement. And that return statement will actually return the piece of UI that you're producing with the help of this class. And it can be like one piece of the UI, like one button in this case, but it can be a bunch of other, like not necessarily just one piece. It can be like several pieces of UI. Yeah, so for example, you can have a header class, right? Inside which you will have a nav bar, a logo, and I don't know, something else like a hamburger menu, right? So all of that can be crammed into one header component, which is also fine. Like, so it can be like matryoshkas, you know, in React. One component can call one UI component, can include several other UI components. Just like when you're building your HTML structure, right? Some HTML elements can be inside other HTML elements. Same in React. Yeah, but I don't want to confuse you. Let's not go like deeper into that. But you guys will have a lot of fun with React. It will take some time to get used to the syntax, and also the boilerplate for React is going to be much larger than you're used to, because so far I think you just had like several files in your folder, for one project, right? React is a bit more complex than that. It has like each React project that you will create will come with its own boilerplate of elements of like files and folders, and it's just a boilerplate. Yeah. So it looks a little intimidating in the beginning, but yeah, but in a week or two you will get used to it, and then you will forget DOM. Like after a month, you will think that DOM is just too complicated and React is so much better. Yeah, because DOM requires a lot of code just to do something like one small thing. And in React, it's much more intuitive, I would say. And I think Gildesbeck would agree, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you don't, you're in trouble. You're not gonna pass.
Be careful.
So yeah, and you guys will have a lot of fun with React. Just keep an open mind and don't get stressed out, because it's easy to get stressed out during first like couple of classes, because there's a lot of like I don't know, probably like first class you will do a bunch of installations, a bunch of like unfamiliar stuff that you have to go through in order to create a project, but it's something that you guys will get used to, and something that then you will be doing like on, I don't know, daily basis. It will not be difficult. Just yeah, just don't get like too stressed in the very beginning, and remember that it will pass. It will get easier. First week of React is always a little difficult. But then once you get used to because there's just a lot of new stuff, a new boilerplate, a larger project, and also you have to learn a new syntax. So it takes some time to get used to it. But if you keep an open mind and just make sure you ask a lot of questions in class. Okay? So if anything is not clear, don't stay silent. Okay?
Yeah.
Because whatever question you have on your mind, I can promise you like at least 5 other people have the same question. They're just too scared to ask. So make sure that you ask questions, especially now. I think for like first week of React, your main task is to learn how to create a new React project, run that project in the browser, because it's going to be a little different than what you're used to. And just, familiarize yourself with the syntax. That's all you need from first week. And plus, you now have Panabek, who joined the team, so he's amazing. And Mario is still with you guys.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Mario, Panabek, Azamat, right? Azamat is just, yeah, he's also like very knowledgeable and very friendly, and yeah, you have this team of instructors who really care about your success.
We have also you.
Well, I don't really care about your success, so don't count.
But we can ask the questions.
Yeah, that's why you are only on weekends, right?
Yeah, because I really don't care.
The weekend.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah, thank you.
I just,
We
yeah,
will
I can't
remember
wait.
it. We will remember it.
Is that a threat?
No.
Was that a German threat? Yeah, just keep an open mind, trust the process, and whatever you're going through, we've been through that 100 times with other students. So this week may be a little frustrating for you. So just make sure that whatever questions you have, ask them. And my advice for first couple of days, like really learn how to create a new project, React project, because the process is a little different. So ask your instructors, like, how do I create a new project? If you get stuck, like, make sure that you tell them. And like first a day or two, how to create a new React project, how to run it in your browser, how to stop it from running, and how to start running the same project again, because it's a little different. So it will require some practice. Okay. But since you're only like, what, 12, 15 people in the class, it's easier. Because I had classes when we had like 30 students when we got to React, and that was difficult. But you guys are not a large group, so everyone will get, the attention that they need. Yeah, and on Monday, make sure that you follow your instructor carefully. They will show you how to create a new React project, how to run it, and all of those steps are very important. And then make sure that, like, in every class, if you're still struggling on like how to do this basic stuff, ask your instructor to start everything from scratch, and they'll be happy to do it. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And I don't know, next week, if you guys want, we can go over, we can also try to like practice some of the React stuff if you want. Yeah, I guess that could be helpful. Or I don't know, is it gonna be too much for you guys? Like, because you will have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday React. Hold on, let
I
me check.
think we need practice stuff because we have not so much. We are not practicing on our lessons. We are just listening.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, let's do that then. So on Saturday, next Saturday, we will do something React related. And if you have like any issues, we can try and address them. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right then.
Thank you very much for the lesson.
Sure.
Next week we will check Johannes or Kai's repo. Please.
And now we have Jill's back too.
Yeah. Maybe Jill's back.
Oh, I
Yeah,
will
he's
not.
new.
Yeah, I will not in the next class. I mean, if you're gonna check me, then no, I will not participate in the next class.
Oh no, guys, we're not gonna check Jill's back, right?
No.
No, not next class. Definitely not next class.
Now I don't trust anymore, so I will not participate anywhere.
Oh, we promise.
Okay, Asel, thank you so much for your
Yep,
time.
Thank you guys
I will
Knowledge,
just
for
a second, I
joining.
will share
patience.
yeah,
What's that?
petition.
Oh, Zarina shared her repo.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you have it just for reference.
Yep.
And make sure that you open it now because I'm gonna end the meeting in a minute. So yeah, just like, can we fork it? I think you can fork it, right?
Yeah. So thank you very much and see you next week.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining. Happy to see you.
Thank
Yep.
you. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Have a
Bye.
great week ahead of you.
Have a
See you
great
next Thursday.
weekend.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye, Zarina.
Bye bye.
Seda, hello again.
Hey, 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let me stop recording.